Hey guys, I thought I would do a quick chart analysis, and I'm sorry if I have spirulina on my lips. Um, okay, so um, we can see where I was inside of this pennant and where it broke down. Now, look at the money flow coming down. We're on the 2 hour. And look at the size of this and like the thickness of this momentum wave going down in comparison to how choppy it was going up and how choppy it was in this area right here. See how much it struggled to come up and it just dumps. And then it struggled to come up and then it dumps. And that's what I'm paying attention to at this point, because if we come down to the 1 hour, we can see that this is a very like, it's pretty solid. There, it does want to turn around, but excuse me, but it's already outside of our zone, you know. Like, if I was playing, like, I was short here, but if I was with a larger position short, then I would have just, I got in here, and then it broke down. I should have gotten out right away, but realistically, I should have gotten in on the way up. So, I should have gotten in like up here and not try to catch the very, very bottom. But just paying attention to the 2 hour, for example, and looking at how thick this momentum wave is to the downside, and how large this momentum wave is to the upside. That's a 6.15% move from green dot to red dot. It's 82%. And then this is 6.17, and this is from red dot to green dot. It's 66%. So we have a very, very big difference, and it's if you look at this right here, I feel like I'm gonna need to cough. I just had apple juice, so I'm like, and spirulina, so I'm a little bit phlegmy. Sorry. Let me just pause and cough. Okay. So the point that I was trying to make was that even though this momentum wave here is the anomaly, right? Like, this is the surge. And it's similar to like this momentum wave here. It just takes off and it makes this massive move from 290 all the way up to 360 a dollar, pretty much. And then it comes from 350 all the way down to 296. So it comes right back down. And it's finding its area, like it's leveling out at above where it surged up from, which is nice. So this white line right here, it's finding support above this, but still this is 290 and it touches 295. So, but anyways, the point that I'm making is that this is trying a lot harder and we're seeing less price action. Like look at how big this momentum wave is and how little price action we've seen. And then look at how small this momentum wave is and how much it came right back down. And then, you know, you can't really measure these two, but you can measure this right here. This big giant momentum wave is from green dot to where it is right now, 162%. Well, measuring from the bottom of this candle, the green candle, and to the top of that wick right there is 3.6. So 162 and 3.6. From the top of this wick down to the bottom of this wick is 6.2%. And this will measure not from the green dot, but we'll measure from the bottom of this momentum wave is 64%. So 64% versus 162 and 3.5% versus 6.2. So there's way more pressure pushing this down right now. On smaller time frames, we are getting this bullish divergence, but how many times have we been faked out about like some kind of a bullish divergence? Here's what I'm talking about: this momentum wave and this price action. So there's that bullish divergence. You can also say, well, hey, momentum waves are coming up and price action is kind of moving down. So this is a big bullish divergence. Well, if it were, then we would see something bigger. But we're not. We're seeing this, where it's battling the whole way up. And this momentum wave right here is really choppy. So right here was nice, and you can get into a trade right here, but right here is really difficult. So get into the trade right here, and you can see that this, get into the trade right here-ish, maybe right here, and you can see a 3% move. So that's good. But getting into the trade right here just seems difficult to justify, especially with the way that I've been trading. And I'm still in this trade, like it might crawl its way back up, but I'm like, I need this to come up in order to like get out of this 2x position and then change it back to 25x and start, like trading more aggressively. So I'm between a rock and a hard place, and I'm stuck way up here. Well, I'm at where I'm at 326. So 326, I'm right here. So this is where I'm at right there. So I need to come back up here and then I can start trading. But what I'm just noticing is that even though it bounced right here, it bounced up, and this is pretty strong. And there's much more strength pulling it down. 1, 2, 3. This is strong. This is kind of choppy, but look at the size of these candles compared to these candles. And then look at the size of these big candles compared to these candles. Like there's nothing really that's comparing the green to the red. And even though money flow is coming up, like it just looks like there's more pressure pulling it down. And now let's compare that to the rally. So it's pumping up, and like it just goes up and up and up. Okay. And so then it comes down, it comes back up, comes down, it pumps up, comes down. It's kind of struggling throughout here. This is a Head and Shoulders, comes back down. Yeah, there was way more pulling it downward throughout this whole consolidation period than there was pushing it up. And we can see that this was just like one of those. This is what it does when it's climbing up that ladder. Like it kind of goes through this up down area, and then here's where a large consolidation period happens, and it kind of resets, and then it takes off again, and it kind of starts, you know, going up and down, up and down, up and down. But through here, it's kind of resetting, but it just looks like there's more pressure pulling it downward. And then we're looking at these momentum waves, and all of the momentum waves are pointing down. So, and all of the bottom momentum waves, for that matter, are also pointing down. So, well, not all of them, like there's these little outliers, but for the most part it's pointing down. So yes, we are seeing these momentum waves moving upward. And these momentum waves are technically moving upward, but it's not like it's up here yet. It's down here right now. So I'm just looking at this a bit more skeptically, and I would if I were to try to play the range, like if I were to try to get into the bottom, I'd have stops set. Get into the top, getting at the bottom, and try to play within this range, like on a 5-minute chart. Then I would definitely like be looking for my stop losses. And well, let's see, where are we at? We are inside of a channel, it looks like. It might not be a bad idea to try to, you know, take a short up here for 1%. because it looks like we're doing that. Throughout here. And we were also in a range right here. So, I mean, there are some time frames that you could play, but we're just not really moving all that much. So this would be a slower, you know. I think if I'm still awake, I'll get into a short up here and just see what happens. But I'm not convinced that we're taking off from here, because looks like we're inside of that range even on the 1 hour. And this momentum wave here is just looking very choppy. So that's kind of what I wanted to share with you guys. And I didn't want to make this video too long, so I'll go ahead and stop it here. But it doesn't mean that we're not going to pump to the moon. It's just that I just want to kind of be a bit more cautious and a bit more pragmatic about my trades. And if I'm going to, you know, like take this seriously and try to make this one of my income streams, and not like a thing that I just throw money at and don't, you know, like I don't even get to say that, like. But if I legitimately turn this into income stream, then I'm going to find my niche and kind of play those things. So there's more high frequency trading, and I might do that just while we're inside of these little grooves, for the time being, and especially while these momentum waves don't look so strong. And then once the momentum waves look stronger, I can kind of change my tactic and play a larger time frame. But gosh, it looks like it's going to take forever for this to get back up to, well, it might come down here. So I don't know. I can't really take a long position here because I'm already in the trade. So I'll have to wait for it to come up to 321.16, which is where 320, oh gosh, that's like a mile away. It's taken forever to get up to here, so I don't know. I guess I could potentially see if this channel is correct. It still didn't make it to the top, even on the conservative top of this channel. So maybe it'll cool off, then come back up, and if that's the case, then I might do this, and I might clone and put that there, and decide that this is my entry and this is like the extreme, and stuff like that. So it's got to turn around in order for me to get into this short position. But yeah, I might just start playing these channels, and end up seeing what happens here. Anyways, so I just wanted to update you guys, and maybe I'll be able to make some of my money back on the way up, and I'll keep you guys updated with that in that regard, because yeah, I took a large loss, 10K at least. Yeah, $12,000. So I've got to get that back up, and I've got to do it in a responsible way, even though I'm going to be doing higher leverage. But all that means is I'm just need to make smarter moves, and so I'm going to keep you guys updated. So I'm not going to lose. That's the thing, is I'm actually going to do what I say I'm going to do. And I know that I was very upset, obviously, but I know I'm capable of making this. I'm capable of doing it. I'm capable of making it, and so I'm going to. So that's the way it's going to be. Um, and I'm not going to quit. That's all. So, anywho, y'all, thanks for checking in with me. Appreciate it, and you guys have a good one. All right, bye.